Hello and welcome to lecture number 10. So we already covered the while loop and do while loop in the last class. Today we will be covering the for loop. I hope you don't have any problem in this while and do while part. If you have any problem, then let me know. So let's start with today's session, for loop. All right. So for is another keyword in Java, and for loop is used to achieve the same purpose when we want to do something repeatedly or continuously. Then we will use for loop or while loop or do while loop, any one of them. Okay. So what is the syntax of for loop? At first, we write this for keyword, and in while we were providing only a single condition. We were providing only a single condition. Why? Because before that we were doing I equal to something. That means we were already initializing the value with which the loop will start. And if you remember that we were printing the value of I and then we were doing I plus plus. That means here we were initializing. Here we were initializing the value of I. Here we were checking the condition, and here we were incrementing the value. We can also decrement the value. Incrementing means adding one and decrementing means decreasing by one or two or something. So here we were initializing at the beginning, before the beginning of the for loop. At the beginning of the before the begin while loop, we were initializing the value, then we were checking the condition, and within the loop we were incrementing or decrementing the value of the while loop. But in for, the syntax is slightly different. So in these brackets we will have three parts. The first part will be the initialization, and this will be executed only once. This will be executed only once. So here we will initialize the value of the loop. That means suppose if we want to make a I for loop, that means we will use the variable I for this loop. So suppose we are doing I equal to 0, that means the value of I will be set to 0. That means we are initializing or setting the value of I to 0, and this statement will run only once within the for loop. This part will get executed only once. Then here we will provide the condition. As in while loop we are providing condition. Suppose I am doing the same program while I less than equal to 10. That means we will print numbers from 0 to 10. Or if I do 1 over here, it will print numbers from 1 to 10. So just make it clear. So if I do 1 less than equal to 10, that means it will print numbers from 1 to 10. So here we are initializing, here we are mentioning the condition, and here we are here we will do what? We will do increment the value of I, or we will decrement the value of I. That means here we are incrementing or decrementing the value which we are doing inside the while loop, but in for loop we will mention the increment or decrement condition as the third part. All right. So I told you that this first part will be executed only once, but this condition will be checked each and every time before entering the loop. Each and every time you want to enter the loop, this condition will be checked, and whatever we will do inside the loop after executing those statements, the control will always move to this part. That means the value of I will get incremented or decremented. So whatever we will execute or print within those block of lines in these statements, after that the control will move to this part. All right. So let's try to understand with the help of an example. Here we already have one. For I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, we will print the value of I. Now let's do a dry run. So we have this I loop, we have this for loop condition, this condition, and here we do the print part. So at first the value of I is 0. So I told you int I equal to 0, that means this part got executed and it will get executed only once. All right, remember this thing, this is very important. So the value of I is set to 0. Then we will move to this part, because before entering the loop we will always check this condition. So I less than equal to 5, 0 less than 5, yes, this is true, 0 is less than 5. So it is moving inside the loop, and after moving inside the loop it is printing the value of I. So value of I is now 0. Then I told you whatever will be written over here after executing those statements, we will always move to this condition, the third part, that is the increment or decrement part. So here the value of I is getting incremented by 1, so the value of I got incremented by 1. All right. So now what will happen? We will again enter into this condition. We will again check this condition. Will we move to this part? No, I told you this part will be executed only once. But we will move to the second part. We will check the condition again. I less than 5. The value of I is now 1. 1 less than 5. Yes, 1 is less than 5. So the condition is true and it is entering this statement. It is entering into this block of code. So the value of I is getting printed. The value of I is 1. Then again, after the execution is completed, we will move to the third part, that is the increment or decrement part. So the value of I is getting incremented to 2. The value of I was 1, it is getting I, we are doing I plus plus, that means the value of I is changing to 2. So this thing will keep on doing, this thing will keep on running. So 2 less than 5, yes, 2 is less than 5, it will print 2, then it will again become 3. So again it will check 3 less than 5, yes, 3 less than 5. Then it will become I plus plus, that means it will become 4. Again it will check 4 less than 5, yes, 4 is less than 5, so it will enter and it will print 4. Then be careful, then after printing 4, we are moving to this part I plus plus. So the value turned from 4 to 5. Now it will move to this part. It will check the condition. Is 5 less than 5? No, 5 is not less than 5. 5 is equal to 5. So this condition evaluated to false, and therefore it won't enter into the loop. It won't enter into the loop again, and the value of I will not be printed. So it only printed numbers from 0 to 4. It only printed numbers from 0 to 4, and this is also written over here, we are printing numbers from 0 to 4. So I hope this for loop is clear. Now if I ask you to print all the even numbers from 0 to 50, print all even numbers from 0 to 50, what will you do? What you will do? You know that even numbers start from 0. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on up to 48 and then 50. So what you will do if you want to do that with the help of a for loop? So we will use a for statement, and you will initialize the value of I to 0, because the first even number is 0, and you will print up to what? You will print up to 50. So you will check the condition I less than equal to 50 or not, because we are printing up to 50. And what will be the increment condition over here? The increment condition will be I plus plus. No, if we do I plus plus over here, what it will do? It will print all numbers from 0 to 50. But we don't want all numbers from 0 to 50. I plus plus is wrong. We don't want all numbers from 0 to 50. Then we will do what? We only want the even numbers, and if you can notice, even numbers are by a gap of 2. There is a difference of 2 between those two numbers. That means if the value of 0, if the value of I was 0, we will increment it by 2. That means the value of I will get incremented by 2. 0 plus 2 will become 2, then 2 plus 2 will become 4. So we are incrementing the value by 2 each and every time, because even numbers are at a difference of 2. So we will do I plus equal to 2 over here. I plus equal to 2. So this will print all the even numbers from 0 to 50. Alright. I hope it is clear now. And if you were asked to do all the odd numbers from 0 to 50, what you will do? You will just start your loop from 1, and you will go less than 50, because 50 is not an odd number. So you will go less than 50, and I plus equal to 2, because odd numbers are also at a distance of 2 from each other. How? The starting value of I is 1. Then it will print 1. It is printing 1. Then I plus equal to 2. I became 3. I became 3. Then it is taking 3 less than 50. Yes, 3 less than 50. So 3 is getting printed. Again, it is getting printed by 2. It become 5. 5 is less than 50. Yes, it is getting printing 5. Then 5 plus 2 will become 7. So all the odd numbers are getting printed from 1 to 50. Alright. So this is how we are using for loops. If you want, I can show you an example. Okay. So let's move to this part. So let me comment this portion out. Star slash slash star. What happened? Illegal start of expression. Oh, sorry. Okay. So what we are doing for loops. So let me declare this syntax for. We will do what? We will suppose we are printing the odd numbers. So for int I equal to 1, it will start from 1 and it will go up to 50. I less than 50, and we will increment it by 2, as I have already shown. I plus equal to 2. So let me do one thing. System dot out dot println. I'm doing I plus is an odd number. So let's compile it and run it. See, 1 is an odd number, 3 is an odd number, 5 is an odd number, and up to 49, each and every odd number are getting printed. So from 1 to 50, we got all the odd numbers. So if you want to do one thing, if you want to reverse this thing, that means if you want to run the loop in reverse, that means you want to print all the odd numbers between 1 and 50, but in backward manner. Suppose you want to print all the odd numbers from 0 to 50. You want all the odd numbers from 0 to 50, between 0 to 50. But you want them printed in reverse order. Suppose 49, 47, 46, sorry, 45, 43, and so on. So what you will do? You will just reverse the loop. Now, how to reverse the loop? Let's check it out. So we will do what? We will go in reverse fashion. So we will, before 50, what is the odd number? The odd number is 49. So we will start from 49 and we will go backwards. So how to go backwards? Backwards means we are decrementing the value of I by 2. At first it was 49. At first it was 49 over here. Then it got decremented by 2. That means minus 2. 47 minus 2 is 45. 45 minus 2 is 40. That means each and every time the value of I is getting decremented by 2. So each and every time we will do a minus 2. So from 49 we will declare value of I to 49, and we will check until and unless I is greater than equal to 1 or not. Why? Because the last odd number between 1 and 50 is 1. So we will check from 49, and each and every time we will decrement the value of I by 2, because we are going in reverse fashion or reverse manner. So until and unless I is greater than 1, everything between 49 and 1 will be getting printed. All the odd numbers will get printed with a difference of 2. Okay. So I greater than equal to 1 and I minus equal to 2. That's fine. So let's check if the reverse was printed or not. Okay, just a minute. Yeah. So let me run this program. See, in reverse fashion, it is getting printed. Here, 49 is an odd number, then 47 is an odd number, 45 is an odd number, 43, 41, 39, and up to 1, 7, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. So from 49 to 1, the numbers, odd numbers are getting printed, but in a reverse fashion. So I hope it is clear now how to use the for statements, how to reverse the loop, how to put conditions. You can put any value of decrement or any value of decrement over here. You can do I plus equal to 4, I plus equal to 5, as you wish. You can do I into equal to 5. That means I into equal to 5. That means if the value of I was suppose 2, the next value of I will be what? The next value of I will be I into 5. That means the previous value of I was 2. 2 into 5 will be 10. So the next value of I will be 10. You can do anything. You can put any you can put any increment or decrement value over here. So this is how the for loop runs. But the next one we will cover nested loops or nested for loops. There can be nested while loops, nested for and while loops. The combination of for and while loops are only two nested for loops. But nested loops mean what? A loop inside another loop. A loop inside another loop. Now let me explain with the help of a pattern program. So I'm moving on to pattern programs, and remember one thing, pattern programs are very important for your ICC purpose. At least one or two patterns are given each and every year. If you check the ICC question paper, at least one or two pattern programs you will find each and every year. Pattern programs and series programs. These are the basic programs which we can just solve with the help of loops. So series and patterns, those are very easy programs. Those are very scoring, and you can find at least one pattern and one series in each and every year of ICC question. So suppose you just want to print a pattern. Suppose in first line you will print 1, then in the next line you will print 1 2, then in the next line you will print 1 2 3, then in the next line 1 2 3 4, and then in the next line 1 2 3 4 5. Now how we will achieve this thing? So there is a shortcut means that is for those who don't know programming. They will do what? They will do system.out.println sopln1, then they will do sopln 1 space 2, then they will do sopln 1 space 2 space 3. But if you just want to do like this and print those things, then what is the purpose of learning Java? We will solve this with the help of nested for loop. Now I won't directly explain nested for loop, but with the help of program, nested for loops will be clear to you. Okay, so let's write the code first. Let's write the code first. Even if you don't understand, it's all right. When we will do the dry run, it will be clear to you. So if I write the code, it will be like this. We will start I from 1. We will go up to how many lines are there? Check. How many lines are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines are there. This number of lines will be provided by the user. So suppose the user is providing the number of lines in a variable n. So I will run I up to n. I less than equal to n and check we are in the first line, then second line, then third line, then fourth line. So we are incrementing by 1. So I will get incremented by 1. I'm telling don't panic if you can't understand now. Just keep patience. When we will do the dry run, everything will be clear. All right. So next we will do what? We will start another for loop, and let's name this loop J. Why can't we name it I? Because here also we are declaring I. If we declare I again, then that will be confusing to the compiler. We will get confused, and the compiler will also get confused, and the program will be a total mess. So let's declare this a J variable, and see, the I variable or I for loop was used to print those lines. The first line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line. I is used to print those lines. And with the help of J variable, we will print the content of this line. The content of this line is only one. The content of this line is 1 and 2. The content of this line is 1, 2, 3. So with the help of J, we will print the inner part of the lines. We will print what is written in the lines. So see, check one thing. The content of every line is starting with 1. So we will start J with 1 each and every time. And if you can find out one thing, that the content of every line is ending with the value of I. The value of I over here is 1, the value of I over here is 2, the value of I over here is 3, the value of I over here is 4, and here it is 5. So the J loop is running from 1 to the value of I. 1 to the value of I is 2, so 1 to 2. Here the value of I is 3, so it is running from 1 to 3. Here the value of I is 4, so it is running from 1 to 4. So the value of J will be J less than equal to I. And if you can notice, it is getting incremented only by 1. I 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. Here 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. So J is getting incremented by 1 each and every time. And here we are doing what? System.out.print. We are just doing print, because if we do print ln, it will move to the next line. If we write a print, just after a space, just after 1, this 2 will be printed. Just after 2, this 3 will be printed. So we are printing J. And then we will do a blank print statement. Why this blank print statement? I will make it clear to you, don't worry. And then we are ending the for loop. So if we write this program, this pattern will be printed on the screen. All right. So let's understand the program now. Now concentrate. Okay, just let me make it clear a bit, shorter a bit. Okay, so it's fine now. Here I'm doing the dry run. This dry run is very important. This is your first program, so make sure you understand it clearly. Okay, so here at first for int I equal to 1. So what is the value of I declared? The value of I is declared 1. All right. Then we move where? We move to the condition check. Suppose n was given 5 by the user. So it is checking the I loop. So I loop is getting checked over here. 1 less than equal to 5. Yes, 1 is less than equal to 5. So it is moving inside this for loop. It came over here. Then it is finding again a second for loop. So let's start the second for loop. So the for declare the value of j is 1. So within the for loop, the value of j is 1 declared. Next, do one thing. We are writing the j loop condition. So j loop condition is what? J less than equal to I. Now the value of j is what? The value of j is 1 over here. And the value of I is what? The value of I, if you can notice, 1 over here. So 1 less than equal to 1. Yes, 1 less than equal to 1. All right. So this condition is also getting satisfied. And then it is moving inside. Because the condition is getting satisfied, it is moving inside. And there it is printing. So, okay, let me make it clear and let me print it over here. I'm printing the output here because there is no space. Okay, so this will be the printing part. Okay, so here it is printing j. So what is the value of j now? The value of j is 1. All right, so 1 got printed. Now what will happen? I told you after the statements are getting executed, the control always move to this part. The control always moves to the this part, increment or decrement part. So here the value of j is getting incremented by 1. That means the value of j was 1 and it got increased to 2. Now after it got increased to 2, it will again come to this condition check. So what will be the condition check? The value of j is now 2. 2 less than equal to I. I is what? 1. So 2 less than equal to 1. No, 2 is not less than equal to 1. So 2 is not less than equal to 1. That means the condition evaluates to false. That means condition didn't this for condition gave us a false value. So if it is a false value, it won't enter into this false part, so it will come out of this for loop. All right, it came out of this for loop, and after that, what is here? Here it is a blank print statement. Blank print statement does what? After printing 1, the control was over here. The control just moved to the beginning of the next line. So if you consider it as the beginning of the lines, the control moved over here. So print statement is used to come to the next line. So 1 was printed and we move to the next line. So that's clear. So after this blank print statement, we are coming to the end of this I loop. And when we are coming to the end of this I loop, we again move to this part of I, increment or decrement. So here I is getting incremented by 1. So the value of I got incremented to 2. All right, the value of I got incremented to 2. Then we move to what? Then we move to the condition check. So I less than equal to 10. The value of I is now 2 and n is 5. N is 5. So 2 less than equal to 5. Yes, the condition is true. So the condition is true and this loop is moving inside the control is moving inside this for loop. So the condition came inside this for loop. Again, we are facing a new for loop now. Again, the value of j will be declared to 1. The value of j is again declared to 1. Okay, and again the condition is what? J less than equal to I. The value of j is now 1 and the value of I is now 2. So it will check 1 less than equal to 2. Yes, 1 less than equal to 2. All right, 1 less than equal to 2. The condition is satisfied. So since the condition is satisfied, it is moving inside the for loop and it is printing what? It is printing j. So j is getting printed. And what is the value of j now? The value of j is now 1. So 1 got printed. All right, so it is reaching the end of the for loop. Then again it will move to the increment or decrement condition and it will get incremented to 2 because the value of j was 1. It got incremented by 1, so it became 2. Now again it will move to the condition part. 2 less than equal to 2. J less than equal to I. The value of j is now 2 and the value of I is now also 2. So 2 less than equal to 2. Yes, 2 is also less than equal to 2. So the condition is true and it is moving inside this for loop, and moving inside this for loop it is printing j. So what is the value of j now? The value of j is now 2. So it will print 2. And make sure these two will get printed side by side because we are using system.out.print, not println. When we use print, the values get printed side by side. So 1, 2 got printed. Now what will happen? Again it is moving to the end of the loop and again it will move to this condition. It will get incremented by 1. So the value of j was 2. The value of j became 3 now. The value of j became 3. So what will happen? Again it will check this condition. J less than equal to I. J is 3 and I is 2. 3 less than equal to 2. No. Now the condition is getting evaluated to false. So it won't enter into this statements anymore. It will come out of this j for loop and it will move to this statement system.out.println. And I told you the blank print statement means what? The control just moves to the next line. The control was over here. Now the control just came to the next line, next beginning of the next line. So the control is waiting over here now. All right, so the I loop also ended over here and the value of I incremented by 1. We again came to this condition and I incremented by 1. So now the value of I is 3. Again it will check what? It will come to this condition. It will check I less than equal to n. So what is the value of I now? The value of I now is 3 and 3 less than equal to 5 because the value of n was 5. Here the value of n was 5. So yes, 3 is less than equal to 5. So the condition is satisfied. All right, the condition got satisfied. Since the condition got satisfied, it is entering into this loop, and in this loop it will start a new for loop. The new for loop starts with j equal to 1. Yes, j equal to 1. We have declared this, and j less than equal to I. J less than equal to I. That is the j loop condition. So the j loop condition is what? J less than equal to I. The value of j is now 1, and the value of I is now 3. So 1 less than equal to 3. Yes, 1 less than equal to 3. So the condition is getting satisfied. Okay, just a minute. Cool. The value of condition is the value of j is 1 and I is 3, I less than equal to 3, it is getting satisfied. So it will enter into the loop and print j. So what is the value of j now? The value of j is now 1. So 1 got printed. Alright, then again it came to the end of the j loop. The j got incremented by 1, it became 2, it again moved to the condition 2 less than equal to 3, 2 less than equal to 3 is satisfied. Again it moved inside the j loop, it printed 2. Again it moved to this condition, j incremented by 1, it became 3. So again it is checking this condition, 3 less than equal to 3, yes, it again entered into this loop, it is printing j, and again it moved to this condition. So now what will happen, j will increase to 4, from 3 it became 4, and if you check the condition 4 less than equal to 3, no, 4 is not less than equal to 3. So now the j loop will get terminated and the control will come to this statement, system.out.println. I told you that the control moves from here to the new beginning, to the new line. So the control came over here, and I was 3, and since we are ending I over here, ending the I loop, so it will move to this condition, I plus equal to 1, I will become 4. So the next two cases you can try, you can see that the pattern is matching 1 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3. Next case 1 2 3 4 will get printed, and then 1 2 3 4 5 will get printed. So I hope it's clear now how it is running. I won't do the I equal to 4 and I equal to 5 case with you. You will try it on yourself, because 1 1 2 1 2 3, these three lines are making it clear to you how the nested for loops are working. So if you can notice one thing, when I was 1, only j ran one time, j ran only one time here, so only one got printed. When I became 2, j ran two times, 1 and 2, so 1 and 2 got printed. When I became 3, I became 3 over here. When I became 3, j ran 3 times, so 1 2 3 got printed. So if you notice one thing, 1 2 3, the values of I denotes the line number, line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, line number 4, and so on. And the how many times this j loop is running, that is denoting what we are printing inside the loop. Here only j is running one time, so only one is getting printed. Here j is running two times, so 1 and 2 is getting printed. When I equal to 3, j is running three times, so 1 2 3 value is getting printed. So with the help of the j statement, we will print the inside part of the loop. All right, and this n value will be given by the user. So I hope this pattern is clear to you now. Okay, so let's move on to the terminal and try to solve this problem. So we will have a scanner class. Scanner class is already declared. The user will give us the value intn sc dot next int, and I'm writing the same program, what, for int I equal to 1, and I will go up to what, I will go up to the value of n. I'm just copy pasting the code. You can find the solution. And j equal to 1, j will run up to I, j always runs up to I in this program. And we will do what, we will just print the value, we will not move to the next line. We will do system.out.print, and we will print the value of j. We were in this loop, we are printing the inner part. I'm writing inner part of the line, inner part of the line. And here we are doing again system.out.println, we are doing just a blank print. This is why, because moving to the next line, moving to the next line. All right, so with this I loop, we are just mentioning the line numbers, we are just covering one line by line. And here with this j loop, we are printing inner part of the line, printing the values within the line. All right, so that's all. Let's compile it and run it and check whether the output is all right or not. Okay, so compile it. See, here it is asking for input. If I provide 5, the value of n will be 5. So what will print it? The output I showed 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, again there is an error. What is the error? Let me fix this. What's the error? Okay. See, I did I plus plus over here. I did I plus plus, but we are using the j variable. Since we are using j variable, we must do j plus plus. So again we ran into an error. So let's compile it and run it. Let me run this thing. So let me enter the value of n as 5 now. See, the output came 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as expected. If we change the value of n to something else, suppose I'm running this program again and just a minute. Yeah, if we enter the value of n, suppose 9, so what will get printed? 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this, up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Check. When 9 was given as input, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9, like this. From 1 to 9, each and every value will get printed. Alright, so that's how we are using the nested for loops. And if you have any doubt or any query, you can mention it. And let me give some homework problems to you. Okay, for each loop I have written over here, but you don't have to go through this now. For each loop we won't be covering now, since we will traverse arrays. We will traverse each and every element of array, but since we haven't learned arrays now, so we won't cover for each loop now. Let me give you one homework program. Suppose we covered 1 1 2. Now suppose I want to print this pattern: 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 5 5 5 5 5. Try to solve this program. And let me give another one. Suppose I want to do one. I want to do the reverse: 5 4 4. Before doing this one, do a easier one: 5 5 4 5 4 3 5 4 3 2 5 4 3 2 1. Try to solve this. And if you want another one, you can try this: 5 4 4 3 3 3 2 2 2 1 1 1 1 1. Try to solve these three programs. I hope you can do it on your own now, because if you are clear about this nested for loops, if you have understood how this program is running, how the I is used as the line number and j is used to print within the lines, then you can solve these three programs also. We will be covering these programs in next episodes or next lectures. Don't worry, because these programs are very important. But give a try by yourself. If you are unsuccessful, then I am there to help you. All right. So I hope all these loops are clear to you now: while loop, do while loop, and for loop. If you have any doubt or any query, you can mention it in the comment section. And please do like, share, and subscribe the channel, because it takes a lot to make these videos, and share it with your friends. All right. Thank you.